warmer weather coming our way. When can we enjoy this, and could we see some rain in our future? Stay tuned for more here at UIW TV.
Cards, welcome to this week's broadcast. I'm Amy Schneider. Cardinals, as we all know, there's a bit of students here that are struggling to make ends meet. But this past Thursday, students were able to make a difference by adopting Phil the Piggy Bank. Our reporter, Maria Jose Casillas, has more on the story.
What is the pig doing on campus? It's part of the Feed Phil event held by the UIW Philanthropy Ambassadors. Piggy banks were set up outside the Student Engagement Center for students to adopt.
I decided to adopt a pig because, I don't know, I came here on a scholarship myself, and I know how much it's beneficial to students and how much it helps me. So I thought, help some people out and do as much as I can, even though it's just a little amount, a little does a lot,
Many students were motivated to help out other Cardinals by adopting a pig.
People should be motivated to do this because this is all about them. This is all about the students. Students here at UIW help to support their university. Other people have done it before them.
Remember, Cardinals, if you adopted a pig, fill it up with coins and bring it back so you can get your free t-shirt.
For UIW TV, I'm Maria Jose Casillas.
Wow, an event that benefits everyone. That's something I can definitely get on board with. On our next story, the UIW Film Club had accepted a challenge to make 2 short films in just 48 hours. To tell more about it, here's reporter Joel Castro.
The BEA SMC 48 is a competition in which student club members are given just a short amount of time to create their own short film. This semester, the UIW Film Club participated in the event for the 3rd time. Because of their size, the club was split into 2 teams to produce 2 different films, Shortage and Matchpoint. The teams had exactly 48 hours to plan, shoot, and edit a 3 to 6 minute short film.
It really gives a lot of our members a whole good experience when it comes to working on a good vast majority of time that we have.
If that doesn't sound hard enough, they also were given 4 requirements that each film had to follow. The genre had to be action, 1 character had to be named Abby Sutherland, it must use a tennis racket as a prop, and finally, it must have the line,
"I can't believe this is happening again."
I can't believe this is happening again.
The film club participated in the contest last year in which their short, Paperback Attraction, won an award for best use of constants. Both teams were able to successfully complete and submit their shorts and are now currently waiting for the results.
48 competition is a great way to challenge yourself to come up with creative ideas in a quick amount of time.
If you are interested in joining the film club, feel free to contact Professor Coronado or Kyle Gonzalez for more details. For UIW TV, I'm Joel Castro.
Congratulations to everyone involved. We can't wait to see the final product made. Well, Cardinals, last week the country experienced some of the coldest weather in over a century. However, that didn't stop people from going out and having fun. And what better way to welcome winter than by attending the Winter Fest? Here's Nathan Cortez with more on the story.
With the cold weather that made its way to the city, many San Antonians broke out the jackets and gloves and headed over to Winterfest at the Quarry for some early holiday fun. Live performances, food, and vendors were among just some of the many activities that took place this past weekend.
It's pretty fun. They've got some live music going on as well as some vendors and some train rides going on around the Canyon Cafe. You have some great food.
Winterfest is a perfect place for making new holiday traditions and memories.
Even though tonight may be cold, that's not stopping residents from coming out to Winterfest here at the San Antonio Quarry Market. As you can see, people behind me are having so much fun. And all the booths, all the activities going on. It's a beautiful night to come out and be with the family.
Visitors were even in for a few holiday surprises.
They have had balloon animals going on, there's dancers, middle school choir came up, Santa's on the stage right now. and there's going to have a snowfall in a couple of minutes. A lot of exciting stuff is going to be happening.
Guests to the event were even given their own snowfall, along with Santa Claus making an early Christmas appearance. The event garnered nearly 2,000 people, all to celebrate the upcoming holiday season together. For UIW TV, I'm Nathan Cortez.
What a great event! But if being outside in freezing temperature isn't your thing, there's always events happening in warm buildings. One of the events is the latest theater play performed by some of UIW's finest. To learn more about the production, we head over to reporter Dominique Morales.
The UIW Theater Department staged production Living Out once due November 2nd. The play explores class stereotypes and treatment of certain ethnicities. What is it all about?
So this play is about racial discrimination. It centers around Hispanic nannies babysitting for white women and what they go through.
Last Thursday, the cast and crew came out to inspire students to watch the show, even if it doesn't portray to them.
The whole deportation arguments and stuff like that. So it's just a really good way to get people to see what's going on in the world, even if it's not relative to you.
Now, as you can see, the play is from November 15th and the 20th through the 22nd. And also, it is free, UIW Cardinals. Just bring your student ID, and also for staff, it is also free. So come and enjoy a good play by UIW Cardinals. From UIW TV, I'm Dominique Morales.
What fun that must be. We'll certainly have to check it out sometime. Cardinals, either you are or you know someone that is a first-generation college student. These students feel a lot of pressure to do well, but also feel appreciative at the opportunity to do so. There was recently a day dedicated to these students. Students were able to participate in First Generation Day by doing things such as sending a postcard back home. With more on this event, here's reporter Melanie Rosales.
November 8th is National First Generation Students Day. This year, a day earlier, campus engagement gave students the opportunity to thank those who supported them by sending them postcards.
I'm thanking my mom just because she's the reason why I'm here. She traveled from Mexico over here, and so she's just I'm just working hard for her.
Being a first generation student means more than just being the first to go to college.
To me, it means that you're just growing yourself educationally, personally, financially, and you're helping your family grow as well.
I think UIW does a fabulous job getting the student engaged and making sure that they have the opportunities to explore what is interesting to them.
UIW has great resources for those who are figuring things out on their own. Visit the campus engagement website to find resources for first-year students, even if you're not a first-gen student. If you're graduating soon, congratulations. Be sure to thank those who supported you on your journey, and good luck in all your future endeavors. For UIW TV, I'm Melanie Rosales.
It's the little things like a postcard that make you appreciate the life we have here. Many students on campus have at some point needed to make something using a powerful computer. Trouble is that not many students seem to know that the Mac Labs are a great place to get that kind of work done. Some students have used the Mac Lab to their advantage for all kinds of assignments and projects.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I don't think I would have ever been able to learn as much if we didn't have the whole full Adobe suite.
The Mac Lab uses the full Adobe suite, which contains Photoshop and Premiere as the most used application. There's also a dedicated server where you can save your work in and access it from any other computer in the labs. The labs are open at any time there's not a class, and are even open after hours if you have an approved pass signed by the police and your professor. Well, Cardinals, it's about time to head on over to the weather studio to get the latest on weather conditions in the area. We have meteorologist Janice Davila in the weather studio with more on your local forecast.
Good afternoon. I'm meteorology student Janice Davila here at the UIW campus. You can see right now is a beautiful 78 degrees with a moderate wind at 11 miles per hour coming from the southeast, and the humidity is set at 90%, which means we could be expecting some rain later on today. Looking at our statewide temperatures, you can see down in the valley it's 82 and up in the Panhandle it's 49, but sitting in San Antonio it's 78, which means you can start seeing those temperatures starting to change due to a cold front starting to come our way in the next 24 hours. San Antonio, Waco, and even El Paso are looking pretty calm right now, but even places like Phoenix are going to look at some thunderstorms due to that low pressure system. You can see that right now as it started to collide. That low pressure system started on the west and it's going to start making its way towards the east of Texas, and another low pressure system came down from the north, and that's going to bring us that moisture as well as some cooler temperatures here in San Antonio. After that cold front comes through, we'll have a high pressure system right behind it, giving us some clear skies and hopefully start warming up our area pretty soon afterwards. Our 7-day forecast is going to show today with those higher temperatures, 78 degrees, with a 55% chance of rain today and tomorrow, with those temperatures just dropping a little and more so into our weekend. 78 degrees into 71, which is going to look like the best time to go ahead and go outside and do those Christmas decorations if you're looking to put them up early. Into next week, it's going to be sunshiny skies into the lower 70s and looking to drop again on Wednesday at 64. But another thing we're going to be looking at are those lows. This week into next week, it's going to stay into the 40s. So I would make sure that you are bundling up here on campus. Bring those jackets and those hats in the morning because it's still going to be quite cold here. Stay tuned for more here on UIW TV.
Hey Cards, there is only 1 month left in the decade. Can you believe it? What have you accomplished so far? Head on over to our Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram to let us know at UIW TV. We'll show your results later in the show. Stay tuned for your news in a minute and UIW TV Sports. And then later, news in Espanol and UIW TV Entertainment. We'll be right back after this brief message.
Listen, you're my friend.
I noticed you haven't really been yourself recently.
Yeah, I feel like something's up.
How are you?
Are you okay?
Is there anything you want to talk about?
I just want to know how you're feeling.
And listen, even if you don't know what to say, I'm here to talk.
No matter what you're going through,
I just want you to know I'm here.
I've got your back. When you want to talk, I'm here.
Welcome back to UIW TV. I'm Aleta Maya with your news in a minute. If you're a student employee or have a work study, it is essential that you complete your Title IX training. All you have to do is go to Blackboard and find the Title IX course under the Announcement tab. Then just watch the 30-minute video and take a screenshot of your completion. This is due by December 1st with no exemptions, so make sure you get that training done as soon as possible. Now, the biggest event of the year is just a few days away. The 2019 annual Light the Way ceremony will be taking place on campus Saturday, November 23rd. The event will take place from 3 to 9:30 p.m. with the lights turning on at 6:15 p.m. There will be little stores and food trucks to purchase items from, and the younger kids will also get a chance to talk to Santa and ask what they want for Christmas. We hope that this year will be a great event and everyone has a good time. The UIW Athletics Department had a record-breaking with 13 different sports achieving a perfect APR score. Along with 7 other sports, the total combined APR score averaged to 991, which is the second highest score in any institution has in the Southland Conference. Although the scores still have to be confirmed by the NCAA next year in May, we are very proud of our athletes for the hard work and dedication they put forward. Cards, just a couple days ago, the Residence Life and Housing Operations held their second annual Healthcare Professions Fair. It took place in the SEC Ballroom in the afternoon. Many students, faculty, and admission representatives from the various health-related schools in the university were in attendance at the event. We hope that everyone had a good time and learned a little something from the fair. Did you know that with your student ID, you can get great discounts at business around San Antonio? Well, one of these places was just recently opened by an UIW alumni called Lock Your Mates. Located in the Ingram Mall, it is a store that sells Greek-inspired desserts and beverages such as vanilla iced coffee and sweet honey puffs. They also provide toppings to make dessert all your own. Joseph Emmer, the owner of the establishment, is offering 20% off every purchase with your UIW ID card. We want to share hope for a thriving business in the years to come. Now, after years of backlash, the growing fast food chain Chick-fil-A announced that they will no longer donate to the Salvation Army and the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, both of which have received criticism from LGBTQ activities. Instead, Chick-fil-A will focus their donation on education, homelessness, and hunger. And well, Cardinals, that's all we have for today. Keep watching UIW TV for more on entertainment and sports.
Good afternoon, Cardinals, and welcome to the sports segment for UIW TV. I'm Joanna Santillan.
And I'm Diego Ceballos.
And we'll be updating you on a few exciting things within UIW athletics, along with a couple of things from your favorite local pro teams.
First, let's get into football.
If you've been keeping up with Cardinal football, then you may know the last half of the season hasn't been a pretty one. After their most recent game against New Mexico State, the Aggies took the win 41-28. Making that the fourth straight loss for the Cardinals.
New Mexico State got a head start in the first half with 3 early touchdowns. As the rest of the second half went, the Cardinals did show adversity as they scored 2 more touchdowns, but just couldn't hold off the Aggies.
I had the chance to catch up with safety Ashton Preston to get his take on how the team plans to stay motivated going into the last game of the season.
We have guys who've laid the groundwork as far as here at Incarnate Word and understand that we have to play for them. So a lot of guys, it's definitely tough taking those losses, but guys are still motivated and understand that we still have a great chance to finish out this season on a good note.
But on a brighter note from that most recent football game, quarterback John Copeland had 181 yards where he surpassed the 3,000-yard passing mark, making him the first quarterback in program history to do so in a single season. Congrats, John. UIW will return home to host a Friday Night Lights game against number 11 Central Arkansas for senior night. UIW seniors will be recognized in a senior night ceremony. Let's hope the team can close their season out with a win. Moving on from the gridiron, we'll go on to the hardwood, where recently the UIW men's basketball team fell 57-55 to Southern Illinois' Edwardsville. It was a close one for the Cards, but they just couldn't hold off the Cougars as they sank a pair of last-second free throws to clinch the game. It was a heartbreaker. The team's 3-game homestand starts this Friday here at home. Then y'all can come back and catch the football team at 6:30 for senior night. So Diego, I'm glad I have you here today. So I know you being the soccer expert that you are, I want to quickly recap on men's and women's soccer. First, we'll start off with the Lady Cardinals. They made it to the first round, but they lost. What things do they have to work on for this upcoming season, or what do you think they should keep doing?
Coach Wright will have to work on giving the young players on the team more experience. With only 4 seniors this season, the team looked very powerful but struggled to finish the very close games in the last minutes. Although this team has no real weak points, you can tell the ladies followed Coach Wright's tactics and game plans to the T. Once experience meets talent and game plan, this team will be the Southland Conference powerhouse this upcoming years.
Good point. Now on to the men's soccer. They unfortunately didn't make the playoffs, and Coach Fielder was the interim head coach. What do you think he excelled in taking on this team, so late in the season?
Well, Coach Fielder's expertise is goalkeeper training, and that translates also to defense organization and tactic. And that's where it showed. The team was very good defensively. The goalie, Mercado, was outstanding. If they do give him an extra season to work with the team, he should teach the team how the defense and the offense should work as one and to score more goals.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Thank you for your input, Diego. As for a fan favorite from North Texas, the Dallas Cowboys bounced back after their Week 10 loss to the Minnesota Vikings as they beat the Detroit Lions this past Sunday 35-27. The Dallas quarterback, Dak Prescott, had himself a day with his 4th career 400-yard passing game, having done so for the 3rd time this season. As for the Houston Texans, they didn't, as they faced Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens in Baltimore, where the Texans lost 41-7. Despite that loss, Texans receiver DeAndre Hopkins made history with 7 catches for 80 yards and reached 600 career receptions. He is now the 2nd youngest to reach that mark. Well, San Antonio, it sure has been a rough ride for these past couple of games for the Spurs, as the team has now lost their 7th straight game following last night's 138-132 match up against the Washington Wizards. San Antonio is now 5 games below 500, and by the looks of it, they are firmly out of the playoffs. Of course, it's still very early in the season. This isn't something Spurs fans are used to, but we can hopefully make a comeback as they continue their road trip with 2 more away games before returning home on Monday. Well, that covers everything. Thank you for watching, and be on the lookout for next semester as we'll get into football spring training, the second half of basketball and baseball, softball, and all your other spring sports. For UIW TV Sports, I'm Joanna Santillan.
And I'm Diego Ceballos, and stay tuned as Alejandra Tamayo will have you covered with your news en español.
Hola Cardenales, soy Ale Tamayo y bienvenidos a Noticias en Español en un minuto. Si tú eres un empleado estudiantil o tienes un estudio y trabajo, es esencial que completes la capacitación del Título 9. Todo lo que tienes que hacer es ir a Blackboard, encontrar el curso del Título 9 bajo la pestaña de anuncios. Luego solo tienes que ver un video de 30 minutos y hacer una captura de pantalla cuando termines. Esto se debe de completar para el 1 de diciembre sin excepciones. Asegúrate de completar la capacitación lo antes posible. Y bueno, adivinen qué, el evento más grande del año está muy cerca. La ceremonia anual de Light the Way 2019 tendrá sede en campus este sábado 23 de noviembre. El evento empieza a las 3 de la tarde hasta las 9:30 p.m. y las luces se encenderán a las 6:15 p.m. Muchas tienditas y camiones de comida van a estar alrededor del campus para comprar muchas cosas, así como comida también. Y bueno, los niños también tendrán la oportunidad de hablar con Santa y pedirle lo que quieran para Navidad. Esperemos que este año sea otro evento increíble y que todos puedan disfrutar de ello. Bueno, el Departamento de Deportes de UIW va a romper un récord con 13 deportes diferentes, logrando una puntuación de APR perfecta. Junto con 7 otros deportes, la puntuación total combinada APR dio un promedio de 991. Esta es la segunda puntuación más alta de todas las instituciones en la Conferencia del Sur. Aunque todavía esto tiene que ser confirmado por la NCAA el próximo año en mayo, de igual forma estamos muy orgullosos de nuestros atletas por el trabajo duro y la dedicación que llevan adelante. Y bueno, hace solo un par de días, las operaciones de vida y vivienda de residencia en campus realizaron su segunda feria anual de carreras de atención médica. Esto tuvo lugar en el SEC Ballroom en la tarde. Muchos estudiantes, profesores y representantes de varias escuelas relacionadas con la salud en la universidad estuvieron presentes en el evento. Esperemos que todos hayan disfrutado del evento y que hayan aprendido un poco en esta feria anual. Y bueno, ¿sabías que con tu ID de estudiante puedes obtener descuentos en negocios alrededor de San Antonio? Bien, uno de estos lugares fue abierto recientemente por un exalumno llamado Locke Mades. El Ingram Mall es una tienda que vende postres y bebidas inspiradas por los griegos, como el café de vainilla y los bollos de miel dulce. También proporcionaron diferentes implementos para hacer que el postre sea propio. Yusef Emre, el propietario del establecimiento, ofrece un 20% de descuento por cada compra con tu identificación de UIW. Queremos compartir nuestra esperanza de un negocio próspero en los próximos años. Bueno, después de años de retroceso, la creciente cadena de alimentos rápidos Chick-fil-A ha anunciado que no donarán más al Ejército de Salvación ni a la comunidad de atletas cristianos, ambos de los que han recibido crítica de la comunidad de LGBTQ en su lugar. Chick-fil-A ahora enfocará sus donaciones en la educación, en gente sin hogar y en el hambre. Bueno, esto es todo por hoy, cardenales. No vayan en ninguna parte. Ty Price tiene los highlights de entretenimiento. Stay tuned after this message for your UIW-TV entertainment.
I got a crick in my neck, limp in my step, cramping in my muscles every time I try to flex. All of the ones get on. It's very sad and all that I can do was remember you. You know I usually say no, but if you throw me love, I'll throw you some more.
Hey Cardinals, my name is Ty Price. I hope everyone had a chance to catch up with Nani, Hannah, and AJ in their latest Cardinal Nights. If you haven't, go check them out on our YouTube channel at UIW TV. You guys know that Kanye has been doing a musical Christian Sunday service for about a year. He also released his gospel album, Jesus is King, which has been #1 on the Billboard 200 album chart. But on November 17th, Kanye made a special appearance at Pastor Joel Osteen's service at his Lakewood Mega Church in Houston. Here, Kanye gave a spiritual speech about himself where he talks about being distracted in the past and ignoring God's calling. He mentions that whenever people begin to talk about Jesus, we get told to not talk about Jesus too loud. This is when he mentioned that everything around us is too loud. The advertisements on alcohol and other things are distractions to our spirit. Now in some shocking news, 7-year-old Blue Ivy is an award-winning songwriter. Beyonce and Jay-Z's oldest daughter got a BET award at the 2019 BET Soul Train Awards for her work on one of the most popular songs from the 2019 The Lion King The Gift album, Brown Skin Girl. The song won the Ashford and Simpson Songwriter Award on November 17th, making Blue Ivy's first songwriting an absolute win. Queen Bee and Jay-Z were also credited as songwriters. Now, into some more gossip. Kylie Jenner is selling $600 million of her Kylie Cosmetic business to Coty Inc. in a partnership that will give them 51% ownership of the company. Coty Inc. is home to a lot of popular beauty brands like CoverGirl, GHD, and OPI. Coty announced that they'll be doing a long-term strategic partnership in order to build and further Kylie's beauty business. This deal is expected to close in the summer of 2020. And now, on to some updated news. You guys remember a couple broadcasts ago, we talked about Rodney Reed and how he was scheduled to be executed for the 1996 assault, rape, and strangling of 19-year-old woman Stacey Stiles. Well, Rodney Reed's execution has been halted. Mr. McCrae, Rodney's lawyer, said that he expected inevitable hearing will take place in another 4 to 6 months, where new witnesses would testify and other evidence would be examined in court. Our inner child is screaming because on May 15, 2020, the new Scooby-Doo animated film Scoob will be released. In this cute animated film, we get to encounter how Mystery Incorporated came to be. We witness how Shaggy and Scooby became the most beloved best friends and how everyone, Velma, Daphne, and Fred, teamed up to solve one of their first mysteries, Ghost Dog Cerebrus. How exciting. Well, Cardinals, this has been your entertainment highlights. Make sure you tune into our social media so you can get updates on our next Cardinal Nights. I've been your host, Ty Price. Till next time.
Hey Cards! Earlier we asked what your accomplishments were of the decade. Here's what you had to say. Finally graduating. Congratulations! Cannot wait for that to be me too. And with that, That is all we have for you today. Thank you so much for watching UIW TV, and we hope to see y'all again for next semester. Have a great Thanksgiving break.